Hi everyone, check out this awesome little stream behind me. I've never fished it before, no idea if there are fish in here, no idea what kinds of fish are in here if there are fish in here. I've actually never fished anywhere in this mountain range before. I'm in Idaho, and I usually don't like to get too specific with where I'm fishing, but sometimes I like to narrow it down a little bit more for you guys. I'm in the Sawtooth Mountains of Idaho, of like central Idaho. Amazing mountain range, incredibly scenic, very craggy, jagged, rugged mountains. Beautiful place. I've been here before, never fished here before, and so I'm excited. And I'm also excited to fish with a new rod today that I have in my back pocket here. This is the Kaida by Dragontail Tenkara. So this is a pack rod. This is I guess you could call it a travel rod. So this is the new rod from Dragontail. It's on Kickstarter right now. Hi guys, quick correction here. I thought the rod was going to be on Kickstarter, but it's not. It's just launched directly on the Dragontail website, so go check it out there if you're interested in buying the rod. Also, if you want $30 off of the rod, I'm going to put a few different coupon codes down in the video description too. These are not my coupon codes, these are just ones that I've found on the Dragontail Facebook group and in the newsletter and everything like that, so you can get a little bit of a discount. I don't get any money if you buy this rod or not. I don't care if you buy this rod or not. I'm not affiliated with Dragontail, I just wanted to toss that in there in case you do want to get a discount, and so all that information will be in the video description. Brent, the guy behind Dragontail Tenkara, sent this to me to test out and to make videos about, to share with you guys. So that's what we're doing here. This rod is I'd call it like a travel rod. They call it a pack rod. So it can fit in the side of a backpack. It can fit in a carry-on bag. It's not a pocket rod. It's about 18 inches long, and it can be fished at about 9.5 feet and 10.5 feet. It can be fished at two different lengths. I'll put the exact details, the exact specs on the screen here. I'd say that most Tenkara rods are already pretty good pack rods, pretty good travel rods. You know, they're short in general. Tenkara rods are short, usually under 2 feet. But if you found yourself wanting an even smaller one, this is a good option. I will put some footage here of this rod next to the Dragontail Mutant, which is kind of a standard length rod. And then also the Tanuki Pocket Ninja, which is a smaller rod. So you can see about how this rod compares to those two other rods. Enough talking, let's get to fishing this really incredibly beautiful little stream here and see what we can find. Okay, I put a 9-foot level line on here, and I'll put a picture of the fly. It's like a gray and black little number, size 12. I always fish size 12 flies unless I specifically say otherwise. And I haven't fished with this rod before, in case that wasn't clear. This is my first time fishing with it. And apparently it's kind of in the middle of the pack as far as stiffness goes. On the one hand, you have the Dragontail Foxfire, which is a pretty darn soft rod. On the other hand, you have the Dragontail Mizuchi, which is a pretty stiff rod. It can handle pretty decent fish. I've caught 18-inch fish on the Mizuchi. This one is apparently kind of right in the middle, kind of right in the sweet spot there. So it should be a good all-around rod if you want these lengths. I'm fishing this rod at its shorter length right now. It's about 9.5 foot length. Again, with a 9-foot line on here. First few casts, feels fine. Easy to cast. I'll let you know my final thoughts at the end of the video. Let me, fish with it. Then I'll have a better idea of what I think about this rod. I don't know if I was recording, but I just hooked into a fish. It was a little guy, like 2 or 3 incher, but there are fish in here. That is the first battle. Oh, there we go. Oh man, that was about the same size as the first one. So there are little fish in this creek. Come on, come back for it. Oh, definitely a fish. There we go. This one's decently sized. It's the biggest of the 3 that I've hooked into. He's trying to go under the log, trying to keep him out of there. Looks like a rainbow, maybe. Yeah, yep, that's a rainbow trout. Sweet. Haven't caught too many rainbows recently, so I'm happy with that. It's about a 6 or 7 inch rainbow trout. See ya, buddy. Got a really, or a couple of really, there we go. Oh, let me rephrase that. Got a couple of really good looking sections here. This right here, and then a big calm section up higher. But I'm having a hard time landing these fish. Ooh, that's a good one. I think part of it is that it's hard to land small fish sometimes. It's hard to keep small little fish on the hook, depending on how wiggly they are. And I was gonna say, and depending on the rod you have. So that was fish number 2 landed. Let's see if we can get number 3. Both of those fish were caught on the 9.5 foot length, the shorter length. I'm gonna fish for a while on the longer length. See how that feels. I'm guessing that some of you guys who are interested in this rod would take it backpacking. I think that's one of the potential use cases for a rod like this. And I mean, this is a pretty good representation of a mountain stream that you would encounter in basically any mountain range in the West. High gradient, little mountain stream, decent size. You could get away with I mean, you could fish this with an 8-foot rod. You could probably also fish this with an 11-foot rod. But I think 9 or 10 is a pretty good size for a creek like this. It's not an exact science. Ooh, was that a fish? Or was I on the rock? I feel like that is the age-old question. That is the great question of Tenkara. Was that a fish or was that a rock? That was a fish. Dang it. Alrighty, welcome to about 15 minutes downstream. Very steep, tons of trees and logs. So we'll see how this goes. Oh! First spot! Had a fish on, just got off. I should have been down here so I could have landed it faster. Story of my life. Wow, we've got some pretty steep water right there, some little waterfalls. Let's try to land one or two below the falls here. Got one. Got him. Okay, that feels good. Feels good to finally land one instead of just hook one. Little rainbow. Fish on. Got him. An even smaller rainbow trout. Fly is out. Let's take a look at him. See ya, buddy. Oh, he's still in there. See ya, buddy. Well, that was 2 fish right in a row in this section on this side of these few rocks. I'm guessing there are more fish on the far side of those rocks, so let's fish those areas. Nothing behind me. Let's start on the left side. Nothing. Cast down the middle. There it is. I was working my way from left to right. Left didn't pan out. Middle did. This is a decent sized fish for this creek. Oh, in and out of the net. That was literally in the net. Okay. Beautiful, nice pink lateral line, pink highlighting on the sides of this fish. Beautiful fish. See ya, buddy. Nice. I'll fish the rest of this from the middle to the right, and then I haven't fished the back at all, so maybe we can get another fish out of here. Oh, fish on. I was looking over to the left, getting ready to recast over there. But I hooked into this guy on the far right. Another rainbow. Moving downstream, definitely the right move. We don't have great size here, but we do have numbers. And I've been catching all of these fish in this lower section with the rod in its longer length, in the 10.5 foot length. There's gotta be a fish in this back corner in front of the boulder here somewhere. Fish on. Whoa. Got him. I knew there had to be a rock or a fish in front of that rock somewhere. See ya, buddy. Nice little fish. Fish on. Get him in the net. Oh my gosh. He came off. The fly came out as the fish was going into the net. That was close. That was close. This is a really nice one. Really pretty spots, nice par marks. Oh! This looks like a cut bow. I mean, the coloration and the pattern looks like rainbow trout, but I just noticed it has a cutthroat slash under its jaw. Let's see if he'll be still long enough for you guys to see that slash. Really pretty fish though. See ya, buddy. Beautiful, beautiful little fish. So that was in that spot below that big boulder. The last good looking spot here is in the far back below that kind of jumble of big boulders. I can't really get over there. I think I'll fish it from about where I caught this last fish. There we go. Knew there had to be something in there. Got him. Very nice. Pretty little rainbow trout. Now that the stream is a little bit smaller and we have all these boulders in the stream, I'm gonna go back down to the 9.5 foot length of the rod here. There we go. I kept getting, I kept seeing the line twitching a little bit. I thought it was probably a fish and finally connected with it. About a 6-incher. See ya, buddy. Fish on. Got him. Smallest one yet. It's a little micro trout. Fish on. It's a very colorful, very golden trout. I mean, it's not a golden trout, it's a golden trout. Really nice little fish. Very pretty fish in this stream. Not big, but very pretty. Got him right at the tail end of the pool. I was just getting ready to recast. The fly had just gone, was just about to go right over the edge. And then I saw the take. See ya, buddy. Fish on. Got him. Got one. That's a decent one. Oh man, that was a decent one. All right, let's catch one more fish. This spot up here looks pretty good. Got a few different areas to fish. I hope that'll give us our last one of the day. Oh, fish on. There we go. Last fish of the day in the net. I told myself that I was gonna fish for 2 hours or until I caught 15 fish, whichever came first. I've been fishing for 1 hour and 50 minutes and that was fish number 15. Awesome. What a great day of fishing. See ya, buddy. Oh. So, what are my, let's call them, final initial thoughts, my final first impressions? Overall, I liked it. It's a good little rod. It's not mind-blowing. You're not going to cast it and be awakened to new realms of casting abilities or anything like that. But it's a good rod. It meets and surpasses my minimum bar that I have, which is when I fish with this rod, do I forget that I'm fishing with it? And that's a good thing. I don't like to be constantly reminded that I'm fishing with a certain rod. Like if something is constantly bothering me while I'm fishing with a rod, that's a bad thing. This rod met and surpassed that. I didn't have to think about it, I just fished with it and I enjoyed it. As far as the two different lengths go, I think I enjoyed the shorter length a little bit more. It just felt a little bit more snappy, a little bit faster to me, and I enjoy that action in a rod. If you already have rods in this length, I don't think you necessarily need to run out and get this rod. I think it'll complement longer rods. So for example, if you have a 12-foot or a 13-foot rod and you're looking for a shorter rod to fish smaller stuff like what I fished here today, this would be a really good rod for that. Or again, if you're looking for a travel rod, whether you're going backpacking or you want something to stick in your carry-on luggage, this would be a good rod for that. This would also be a great kid's rod. If you have like an 8 or 10-year-old, you want to take them fishing, this would be a really nice rod for that. I think the lengths are good for a young kid. Not like, you know, a 4 or 5-year-old. You might want to give them like a $10 AliExpress rod. But if they're a little bit older, if they're a little bit more responsible, yeah, give them a proper Tenkara rod. To me, this is a proper Tenkara rod. This rod doesn't give me anything that I don't have in my other Tenkara rods, but keep in mind that I have like 50 Tenkara rods, right? I will be buying this rod from Kickstarter. I like it. It's a good little rod to have in the quiver. If this rod fills a need that you have, yeah, I can recommend it. Fun little rod, good little rod, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'll put a link to the Kickstarter for this rod down below. I'll see you guys soon in the next Tenkara Addict video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel here if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out my flytyingyarn.com store if you're looking for yarn for your fly tying needs. And then finally, I have another YouTube channel called SUV RVing that covers all of my non-fishing adventures. If if you want to check that out. Links to all of those things and more will be in the video description.